Hello, boys, girls, everybody in between. I'm your host, BenThereStudios. How are you all doing? Welcome to a new, little mini seasonal series that I'm calling Doing the Most December, where throughout all of the month of December, I will be seeing and doing the most, right? Regarding my content. So you're gonna hopefully expect more daily YouTube videos. I am, starting this on the 5th. Currently, I am recording this at 2 a.m. Because I was asleep from 3 to 10, 39, something like that. So I slept already. Yeah. Today we are here to discuss a topic, but before we get into that, we're gonna do our little streamer shout out. Go shout out Onyx on Twitch. She's the goat. But also, again, I have been doing some daily streams. To be exact, I've been streaming on the Holly Jolly SMP, which I've actually had a great time for, which I should be streaming tomorrow. I did not stream today. I was just very drained and things today, but tomorrow, hopefully, I should have some more videos. Also, I want to say I want to give a huge, a huge thank you for, for this video popping off. Oh, okay. I don't know what all that was about, but yeah, this video did, really good. If you have not seen it, I highly, recommend that you go check it out. Oops. Yeah. Again, this did a lot better than I thought it would. I'll be so honest, but hey, go women. I stand. Also, I made a post about this over on my Twitter. Just basically saying that I don't have any YouTube ideas at all. I will leave this post down below. So if any of you guys have any ideas that you would, like to see me do regarding my, regarding my YouTube content, go for it. But now, and I actually forgot to pull this up, so let me pull this up real quick. Dark Wars, Chaos Challenge. Okay, so what we are here to, look about is what if Twitch came to me and I clubbed them to make a Twitch Rivals event. The most recent Twitch Rivals event was Block Wars Chaos, right? Or at least the most recent Minecraft Twitch Rivals. I don't know if there's been any other ones, but this will actually, spark the idea. I did watch this live on stream. I think maybe actually I don't remember, but league teams, that. But yeah, this is pretty much if Twitch, for some odd reason came to me and said, hey, we would like to make a event with you. Let's see what we can put together. This is the event I would make. I'm gonna ignore the teams now for actually. So I broke this up into two different categories. They have already played in a Twitch related events, right? And they would be in talks about for this kind of event, because again, I know a good amount of people, right? I have the connections to a lot of different places and people, but I don't have like half these people. I could not get in contact with half these people, right? But it's just like, hey, it'd be cool if they're in. I'm not opposed, but this is pretty much Twitch saying, hey, make a roster that we approve of, knowing who you know now, and let's have a Minecraft event. And this is what I came up with. I tried to go a bit different with the team making, right, for this roster. Just simply because I wanted to switch it up. A lot of my videos are either event related, or it's me making teams for a blank event, or me creating my own event. So yeah, um, let's just hop into this. Again, if you've not seen any of like me X blank event, right? The way I do my teams, I do 10 teams of 5 players, because I just, you know, yeah, I like to do the optimal thing. Like, I want to get as many, different faces and people who we could. And then of course you see, again, if you played in a Twitch related event, you see people like Ghosty Fruit, Hannah, who you see often in like Minecraft Twitch rivals events. You see like Prince Zam, who's supposed to play. You see like Kaylin, who's pretty big, who is pretty, big on Twitch. You see Ish, Ebo, Ubby. But yeah, actually, talking about the teams now instead of me, just yapping. This is the red team that consists of Ghosty Fruit, Hannah XX Rose, Rattles, Harusor, and Athema. If you don't know Harusor, I actually meant to pull her up as well. I have a lot of not open tabs. I've known her for I don't know, a little under 6 months, something in that vein. She is a VTuber, and she does variety content. I know her from her Minecraft content. So pretty much I rated her, and we kind of got to talking. We were mutuals. We're still all mutuals, I believe, and yeah. So she's a VTuber, so of course, I threw Rattles there. I think that's just a duo that makes sense. From what I can see, Haru and Athema, are mutuals off of Discord. So I'm like, we can easily work with that. And then I threw Ghosty and Hannah, because, yeah, and it makes sense. Athema knows Haley, Athema knows Hannah, Rattles and Haley and Hannah all know each other. Haru knows Athema and Ghosty. It makes sense. It is a all female team. We love to see it. Go women. Yeah, sorry. I'm yapping. My brain's not quite awake yet, so I do apologize. Then we move on to the orange team, which consists of Kill Awesome, Olive Hoodies, President Poundcake, Insane Orbits, and Emily Cupcake Gaming. Of course, there were a few people who I had in mind, right, for a Twitch Rivals event. Kel on Twitch, he's known me pretty popular on Twitch. Poundy, he actually just won a Twitch Rivals, the Block Wars one. Insane Orbits casted that for a first time, which was really hyped to see. Excuse me. Olive does a lot of Twitch streams. I want to say almost maybe daily, I believe. And then Emily, we love Emily. She's been around for a while on Twitch, right? She does a lot of different Minecraft content from what I can tell. And yeah, this is just a team of, if I'm gonna be honest, I like this team. I don't know how it makes, in my head, it adds up. I don't know how, but it does. Like, you see Orbits and Poundy duo, at least in my head. See Kel and Poundy duo. And then you get an Olive and Emily duo, which again, I don't know if that's true at all, but it just adds up to me. I don't know why. It'd be cool to see this team. Then we move on to the yellow team, which consists of Slushy VRC, Plushie, Melissa, Swifties, and Irish Potato. I like this team is a banger team. I like this team a lot. I will say Plushie is the only kind of oddball here, because he does prioritize in doing YouTube stream. He does do multi streams, or at least he is live on Twitch every once in a while. And from what I can gather, he's live a little bit. Again, I know that he took a break from doing content, right, for a small portion of time. I don't know if he's gotten back into the scene. I know that he's been playing more events recently. I don't know if he's been streaming them or not. Then, of course, you see Mel and Swifty's duo, right? It's been popping up a lot more. In my head, it makes sense. It's a cool duo for a Twitch Minecraft event. I think it makes sense, right? You see, and then you see Irish, which there are a small handful of people that I would personally vouch for, right? For Twitch's purposes. So I'm like, hey, like you see, to be exact here, Irish, Jazzy, Solar, Lazy's is I think one of those people, and Debbie. I'd be like, hey, Twitch, you know, these people are awesome. I vouch hard for these people. I think, you know, like, you're gonna get good content out of them. I think it'd be a banger. Plus, I think seeing Irish in a Twitch Rivals would be awesome, you know, because it's Irish Potato, duh. And yeah, you know, I just think it's a cool team, right? You see like a Sushi and Mel duo. Again, you see a Plushie and Irish duo from Bedrock events. You see Swifties can just really go anywhere with anyone, and he just works, and we love him for that, you know. And yeah, banger team. Then we move on to the green team, which consists of Nominal Gravy, Lynx Liam, Onyx, Ava JC, and Mr. Proz. Off the bat, Ava JC, I was so unaware of her Twitch game. I did not know that she had almost 160. No, sorry, she either has or is close to 168 thousand people. Oh, I can't spell. Ava JC. Yeah, 168 like 1,000 followers. I was so unaware. Like, I used to watch her streams a lot, and I was just unaware. So my bad for that one. But yeah, you know, again, she is one of the people who I would want in the event, you know, guaranteed. I'm just gonna close that tab because I couldn't mute it. But yeah, like, Ava would be a no-brainer. I know Onyx recently has been growing on Twitch, right? I would love to see Onyx play in a Twitch Rivals. Then of course you see Nam and Lynxy Liam, rising duo, makes sense. You know, they've been around the block as of late. And then, you know, Mr. Proz. Proz doesn't typically play that many events from I know. I actually also don't. I know that he used to be really active on Twitch. I don't know if he has been as of. I don't believe he has been as of like more recent times, but I can almost, like, you know, guarantee for a Twitch Rivals event, he'd be like, oh yeah, I'll stream this. It'd be hype. Then, you know, this would be the end of the first half of teams, right? With the Aqua team, who consist of Infume, Eric FZF, Andronicus, Danny Boy, and Jazzy Bug, or who I like to say MCSR, and Jazzy Bug is just there, I guess. You know, Infume, you know, no brainer. He is I want to say probably one of, if not like the biggest MCSR Twitch streamer, right? Like, he pulls views. So again, him and Kel were kind of like, oh yeah, you're in the event. Eric FZF, Andronicus, and Danny, they'll do I've never actually gone into one of their streams, but I know Eric and Andronicus personally, right? From I know, I don't know, because this team doesn't really play events, but to be more exact, Eric, Andronicus, and Danny don't typically play events. So it'd be interesting, because the only kind of quote-unquote, like, the only events that I have from them are Chamber Charles stats, right? But that's a very high comp event, so it is hard to tell. And then, you know, Jazzy Bug, it's just Jazzy Bug. She's actually teaming with Andronicus and Eric in a Clicks X Cube. So you guys should go, you know, check out that. I will try to leave a link down below. Words are hard. Apologies. Yeah, the Aqua team. Then this would be the start of day 2 teams, right? Starting off with the blue team, who consists of Bradley Guy, O Solar, Andres with my X, and AJX. This is kind of Money SMP esque ish, meh ish. I don't know. I see Bry, because from what I know, Solar plays in a lot of Money SMP events, right? All these people have like Money SMP connections or played. Sorry, like again, Bry, who's in Money SMP, Andres, who is around that crowd a lot. May was also in Money SMP, I believe, and again, she's just in that crowd. Solar plays a lot of like Money SMP minis. He plays in the the Bry Solar skirmishes and those kind of events. AGX knows everybody because he's just awesome and cool like that, you know. And AGX also, from what I remember, at least in terms of which event, it's not Mania, Biome Battle, yes, he teams a lot with Money SMP. Like I know for Jingle Jam, it was him, Bry, Tay, Tyrad, and Orbits, I believe, and then he also played in the Money SMP X Biome Battle mini event, right, which is hype. And yeah, I do want to point out the difference, you know, between these two teams is I think that Solar and Bry could be debated as top frags, but the issue is they are too good to be second frags, but they cannot hold a team on their own. So I just, you know, gave them a duo to kind of add up to like one ultimate S tier, right? And I think that this team would probably be my team POV, right, to watch. Then on to purple team, who consists of Greninja, Prince Zam, Lingolini, It's Me Marshy, and Galaxy Sushi. I do think that this is probably like one of the more creative teams I've made, right? You see a Stu and Zam duo, you see a Zam and Lingolini Chain Life duo, you see a Marshy and Sushi duo from the Money SMP. Stu, who I believe played in the Money SMP for at least one of the seasons from what I recall. And yeah, you know, this team would just be interesting. I would like to experiment because again, from what I know at least, Sushi doesn't really play that many events. She has been as of like recent times. Lingolini has only played in one event, and that was Minecraft Mania. Sorry, it was Mania Party. He's also playing in another Mania Party coming up, and we will, you know, see how he does there. But yeah, you know, I think that this team has the potential to probably be one of the best teams here. Like, this team is off of raw skill, especially as of, like, you know, more recent times, could be really good. But yeah. Then we move on to the pink team, which consists of Kaylin, Shadow AC, It's Lazy's, Pink Fluffy Seal, and Bubble Brook. Scotto is also one of the people who I would hard vouch for, like, to get in for Twitch, right? Because he's actually not. I don't know actually, because I also meant to pull up this tab. I was meant to, you know, pull open up a lot of tabs. Yeah, Scotto. He's not big, but he does a lot of streams from what I know, right? I've watched a few of his streams, you know, back in my heyday. Yeah, again, I think he would be really, a really, you know, cool person to see in a Twitch Rivals event, especially, you know, coming off of his Brawl appearance. You see him and Kaylin duo, right, return. You see a Pink and Brooke duo from Mania, which I think would be a cool duo. You see Lazy's, who, I know that from actually, like, you know, speaking to Lazy's, I know that she really enjoys meeting new people and, like, you know, teaming with new people. I know that she knows Kaylin, but I don't know who else she knows, and that's actually probably a good thing. Yeah, this team is probably more towards the, like, more on the lower end of sides, but I think that's fine. Again, I think that vibes-wise, this team is probably top 3 in vibes, right? I think everyone on this team would, you know, just mesh well, vibe well together, you know. And then we are moving on to the silver team, which consists of Itigos Piggles, Blueberry, Cherry Fire, Just Dash, and Debbie Morales. I lost my whole train of thought. Again, I do just want to apologize. It is 2:03 in the morning. I am, recording this. So my brain is a bit fried. Apologies. But yeah, you see, not the lads. Is it lads? No, it's not lads, but it's like, you see a Pickles, Brew, and Debbie trio, which are all within, like the same like group of people, right? Like they all hang out around the same crowd. They see Cherry Fire, which Cherry, I think, should know everyone on the team, right? It makes sense. Ever since she's been playing in like more events, like with Biome Battle, right? You see a lot of this like group of players. And then I added Dash. I think again, Dash should be an like an instant Twitch poll. She's pretty, big on Twitch. I think that having another Aussie in, right? We need our Aussie rep. Dash would be interesting here. I don't know who exactly she knows here. I'll be so honest. I think she knows Cherry. Maybe would know Debbie if I had to assume anyone else, right? But yeah, I think no matter what, this team should be fine, right? I think it'd be cool. Again, I think off of, pure vibes alone, it's for sure up there. And yeah. Then the very, last team, Ubby, Evbo, Ish, great by the way, and Lianu. Yeah, this team was just kind of here. Originally I had this team like that, but like with having Swifties there, that's a very, very strong team. Does it probably make a bit more sense and have a bit more of a connection? Yeah, but we're not here for connections. We're here to make cool teams, So yeah, you see Ubby, Evo, and Ish trio. It makes sense. This is pretty much a States plus Evbo and Lianu team. Lianu would know Ubby, probably Gray. I don't believe she knows Evbo or Ish, but I could be completely mistaken there, right? Gray would know, I think, everyone here. Ish, he's pretty big on Twitch. Same with Evbo. Ubby, he's always doing, a kind of event of some kind. But yeah, this would be the roster. Again, hopefully, if I don't forget with this fried memory of mine, I should hopefully remember to pin this and not pin this, but put a link to it below in the description. But yeah, hopefully I'm going to make a graphic for this, and post it on here to help promo it. Oh, and as I was mentioning earlier, Jazzy and Jonicus, Eric, MCSR and Jazzy Bug, I thought I would just slightly rip off of it and throw it here instead. It works, I think. But yeah, I'm yapping too much. It's late. I hope you all have a good morning, evening, night, wherever it shall be for you, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Peace out.